welcome to the review session for the test about where our rights come from. People in the United States have rights. These rights are guaranteed by the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. These rights are also guaranteed by the people and to each other because we are the boss of the government in this country. The Constitution gives directions on how the government should operate and also how the people can list their rights. We learned about these ways in class. Our rights are created, as we learned, in three ways: amendments to the Constitution, rulings of the Supreme Court, and legislation created by Congress. Let's talk about those in that order. First off, we have amendments. Our Constitution, like we said, is the law of the land, and it was made to be changed or amended. Many constitutional amendments list rights that the people have. Some of the examples we talked about in class include the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote, and the 26th Amendment, which gives voting rights to those 18 years old and older. If you can serve in the military, you are old enough to be able to vote. Rulings. The Supreme Court has 9 judges called justices. They make decisions, otherwise known as rulings, on court cases, and sometimes their rulings give people rights that were not clearly stated in the Constitution. An example that we talked about was Brown versus Board of Education, that court case. In that court case, the Supreme Court decided that separate but equal places, like schools, for different races was not constitutional. Another case we learned about was the case of Miranda versus Arizona. And in that one, the Supreme Court justices ruled that the police need to remind a person of their rights before they can be arrested. We talked about is legislation. Legislation is another word for law. Congress passes laws for our country, and sometimes these laws give rights to people. One example of this that we talked about is the Americans with Disabilities Act, where Congress made it so that people with a disability had the right to access places the same as people without a disability. So, once again, 3 places that rights are guaranteed in this country: amendments to the Constitution passed by 3/4 of a vote, rulings of the Supreme Court after a case is heard before the court and the justices issue their decision, otherwise known as a ruling. Third one is legislation, laws that are passed by Congress that can give rights to the people. Remember, when you take this test over again, you are going to need to not only list the 3 ways, define them, but you're going to need to give specific examples. If you put all that answer together that I just gave you, you got it nailed. And you got to do that for the other 2 as well. So, good luck. Take your quiz on Edmodo whenever you're ready, and let me know when you've done that, and I'll check it out. Good luck.